find you always find the best, coolest stuff right at the very edges of the wreckers, because you just don't. A lot of people are kind of lazy and they don't want to walk and explore every corner. I love that logo. Oh yeah, how nice that dash is. Oh, power windows. Classy.
What a piece of junk.
More cabbies. Oh, there's an FLC. Not much left of it. She would be pretty hard. Farm truck, Saskatchewan. She'd be pretty hard to turn into a pork chop express. But at least there's some parts here. Obviously this guy deleted the sleeper at one point, turned it into a day cab, and then just got a piece of glass cut and sealed it in there. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I'm not a fan. I'm more of a fan of sleepers. Freightliner. There's sure lots of these out there. They're getting rarer every day. Another one. It's funny, they use the same headlight bezels. Freightliner, Kenworth, Peterbilt. When they had the dual round headlights, I think they were pretty much all the same. 1980. That looks like the, when the Freightliner in Terminator 2. I dig these wings. That's kind of cool. Right on. They're FLC. I think she's a little newer, probably 90s. No year on it. I suppose you could pick apart a lot of these and come up with one whole truck. Oh, there's just so much cool stuff everywhere I look. Now Freightliner, they had their own kind of custom wheels in the 90s. I remember those where they were cut out. So instead of the circles, they had these little triangle cutouts. There's just acres and acres of cars here, or old trucks. So probably better call the missus and tell her I'm gonna be late for Sunday dinner. Oh, look at that mean old stick. Just bent right up. That's awesome. We're scrambling through there as a kid, up into the passenger seat, dreaming of one day driving it. Oh, that's a neat old truck. All the badging's gone. Not sure what it is. Butterfly bed. Heavy son of a gun. Oh, put that back down. That's hard to do one-handed. Oh, Canadian Air Force truck. Oh, it's a white. Isn't that neat? Ooh, little hole in the cab. Not much left. Leaf spring suspension. It's cool. And look at this. Original wood wheels. Don't want to put much weight on them now, but well, that's neat that they're still here. Steering wheel's gone though. Oh, look at those cool pedals.
boys better hold on, because I'm going to have to stand on it.
Some old relics hiding in the trees here. Oldsmobile. Boy, what a treat. Oh, check this out. Wonder how long this guy's been sitting here. Trees growing through the trunk. Tree growing through the engine compartment. Yeah, these guys have been here for a while. Oh, check this one out. We're going right through the bumper. It just found a way. I say it's sad that many of these are probably gonna just rot right into the ground. What's this old beauty? Oh, it's a Ford 2-ton. Oh, it's like that one that I found a few weekends ago. Yes, there was a few of these out there. Well, whoever bought that project, look at the gauges. They're still in good shape. Whoever bought that project might want to send me a note. Focus. Caution, do not overload or overspeed. It'll void your warranty. The old moonshiners didn't heed that message. Look at these old beauties. Just returning to the ground. I don't think that'll ever move again. Convertible top. Man, these cabs were small. That neat old gauge. Interior door panels made of plywood. Ooh, she's a big old engine. A little flat 4. So Willys. Not much left. Hope my tetanus shots are all up to snuff. An old Dodge. I like the single air horn on the roof there. You gotta love the fuel tanks when they sit behind you on the seat there. Old pedals. Plate. What do we got here? Oh, it looks like someone hacked off the roof. I thought it was like a El Camino kind of deal, but someone just turned it into a pickup truck. Reminds me of the Smokey and the Bandit movie.
Daddy, the top came off. No sh.
Looks like I'm in peat country now, but I sure don't see any 359s. Bunch of 379s though. If I ever restore a 379, it shouldn't be too hard. Oh, look at the straight pipes on this one. Oh, big N14 Cummins. It's funny that even the newer N14 Cummins, the injection pumps look quite similar. And it's a combination of injection pump and then it goes through the air compressor, just like my old Cummins and Project Snowman. Yeah, those are pretty full of water, but if a guy wanted to add quick straight pipes. Oh, another delete. This time with just a piece of plywood. Oh, that back of that cab looks awfully familiar. Oh yeah, single snorkel. Well, it looks like someone converted it. It was probably a dual at one point. But what we have right here is an official 359 Pete. Oh boy, not much left to take off of this one. Boy, it's interesting they shot insulation all in there. It must have been a real bear to try and get all these lines out. Looks like they hacked through it through the years. Yeah, same mount as that I had on my original Pete. And then here's the, well, there you go. There's the kind of the pine cone for the cup mount. Good tin, good doors. 59 Pete. Huh, boy, what's with me and getting drawn to 79 trucks? February 1979. 1194, I don't know, 486 P. So yeah, anything before 81 did not have a VIN number. Just use those 6-digit serial numbers. Well, it's amazing to me that this cab is not all rotted out. Still no front brakes though, so that won't help me. And the power steering box is gone as well. But if you look up here, I'm trying to get up here. It's actually pretty solid. Now again, the Peterbilt in their infinite wisdom put a steel roof cap over an aluminum frame and an aluminum cab, and they would typically rot right out. But it looks like someone started restoring this guy. Did a lot of sanding there. Oh, and there's a patch job. So yeah, it's rare to see, especially in northern Canada with the salt and just our horrible winters, to not see these roof caps rotted out. That's why if you buy a 359 Pete, you likely got to do a fiberglass cap swap. I like the cab mount. You could run your sticks right through there and out to your auxiliary. Well, that's pretty nice. It's a little different style though. I don't know if that would quite work on mine, but it's in really good shape. I'll have to take a closer look at mine, see if that would fit. What I might do is just take mine in and get new ones made up and polish those. Yeah, that's pretty familiar. So that's the rust jacking. If you've been following my video for a while, you'll know that Pete's, they have an outer channel and then an inner channel, and they both steel, and they just collect dirt and dust, and they just start rusting, and it starts jacking the two channels apart. And what I've learned is you cannot CVIP on old Pete with this problem if the rust is actually thicker than the width of the channel, which in this case it's almost 2x. So what you have to do is it's called a frame clean out, where you take out all these center pieces and you'd actually take all the bolts off along the frame and take the inner channel out, and then clean all that crap out of there and put some anti-rust material in there, and then you could put it all back together and CVIP it. So mine had a little bit of this, and pretty much every Pete I see has that same problem, especially here in Canada. But cool, neat to see an old 359 hanging out in the junkyard. Now this is a bit of a different style. So my leaf springs didn't have this little bracket that you could replace this wear plate. My leaf springs have actually cut right into the casting. So I still need to get that done, and I'm going to try and mount something like this in there, but I'll have to actually take the whole suspension apart. But that's okay, because when I do that, my bushings are just as bad as this. They'll need to be replaced. So it's a job I'm not looking forward to, but it's still one that needs doing before I can call little by little complete. Right on. More old hoods hiding against the fence. Big old Kenworth T800 high hood. Grill bars have seen better days, or almost looks like someone painted them. Oh, look at this, a white. Of course, the emblem's long gone. It's cool how they made the grab handle integral to the hood. The Hayes clippers did the same thing. And boy, oh boy, speaking of Hayes, I've been doing some research on that Hayes HD that I found a few episodes back. And of course, someone took the badges off. I talked to the owner. He said they were on there, but someone came and stole them all. And they stole the big bear. And that is a rare thing, to find the original bears off a Hayes. If you have one, hold on to it And if you're willing to sell it, send me a note. There's an old Freightliner. Grill's gone, but interesting, the butt deflector is still on there, and I can't believe she's in pretty good shape. A friend of mine is looking for one of these. I'll have to tell him I found one. Cool, just so much cool stuff everywhere I look. We got some Daytons. She must be an older Pete, but no, it must be a 379 or 357, so it'd be the 90s because the intake's on the side there and not going right into the motor. Road hog trucking out of Calgary, it looks like. It's funny, Pete never changed the they all kind of had this diamond underneath, even into the 90s. Gauges if a guy wanted one, but not the old style that I'm looking for. Sad part is all these mid 90s, late 80s and mid 90s Pete's are going to be just as rare as the 70s stuff is in a few years. That's why we got to save the old trucks one at a time, little by little. Nice old B block on this Western Star. So the early A's and B's looked very similar. They had the same kind of riser deal on the top. And the only way to tell the difference is kind of where the injection pump, the shape of the injection pump and where it's placed. So the A blocks, they were the original, and they were typically 400 horsepower. They had the injection pump kind of back around here, towards the back of the engine. Then you had your 6 lines going off, and they were a little shorter. And then they redesigned it for the second generation, or the B blocks, and this injection pump was farther forward and was right underneath the air compressor. And they were typically, my understanding was the B blocks were 4 1/4, at least the later ones were. So that's how to identify between your different 3406s, A's and B's. But boy, oh boy, I bet you throw diesel in this old girl and some new batteries, and she would crank right up and fire off. 1986B. Cool. Well, that's a neat old International. Probably a farm truck, and I haven't seen that sticker since I was a kid. 790 CSCW. Country radio at its best. That's a really nice emblem there. Yeah, still pretty decent on the inside. I like how they paint them the exact same color on the inside and outside. So they must have just had a cab shell and they just go to town with the same paint. Oh, I think I see some Junkyard Gold. Pete cabover, 362 with the single windshield. We're gonna look at that in a second. But first, looks like another K100. Oh, it was a heavy duty jobby. A little different design with the solid bar here because they had this big frame to stand on. Instead of the bars that kind of come down, they get with the first step closer to the ground. Yeah, flat Kenworth pedal. Darn. Oh, that's pretty neat. Look at that. The doghouse had a Kenworth logo stamped into it. Yeah, not much left. Everybody took the switches. Hey, another 790 CSCW. Hey, 0 kilometers. She's brand new. All right, try and get out of here without falling. Oh. Yeah, I don't think there's anything of interest on this one. Yeah, lots of little Kenworth emblems hanging around though. Okay, look at that Pete. Oh, there's 2 Petes. All right, on. Cell cab complete. Do not strip. Yeah, I know why. They wouldn't want to. Had a 444 Cummins. cab, it seems high. Either I got shorter or this thing got taller. Ah, buckskin tan. Just like that little shorty 362 I found in British Columbia. You can see why they want to sell the cab complete. Now it's funny, some people say that, oh, you can tell 362s because it had triple windshield. And they are right. You got the one little side one, and then a single piece of glass, and then the third one over there. The one that I was looking at in BC was actually someone had converted it and had a split. So I think they put a 352 frame in there for whatever reason. Maybe they thought the glass was too expensive. Big single piece of glass, but yeah, very cool. Yeah, of course the emblems are long gone. 95 feet, 362. Man, it seems high. I am 6 feet tall, and I can fit the radiator. I don't know if they made a 362H, but God, this thing seems really, really high. Definitely higher than the Kenworths. Well, she'd make a nice project truck, but you'd probably need, I don't know, 40, 50 grand at least to put this guy back on the road. And then this one here, same deal. See, no split in the middle, just the two little side windows and then the one big one. And then it was probably a house hauler as well, because it had the big frame for the West Coast mirrors. It looks like a little short chassis. Ugh, I'm not digging all the aerodynamics crap they put on there. But the wings are pretty cool. To extend it and make it look even longer. I like that. Big old headache rack. That's awesome. It's nice to see some old cabovers still sitting in the junkyard. Hopefully someone comes along and rescues them, because they deserve it. They're getting rarer by the day. Super B-tails seen better days. I don't think they're supposed to bend like that. Oh, there's a nice old reefer. All we gotta do is paint over all that Carlisle stuff and put the bandit chasing the stagecoach on there. Just complete the project. Maybe someday.
So hard he couldn't even see the passing lane. Well, he started down the grade when he lost the gear.
What else is hanging out here? That looks pretty vintage too. It's in the condenser cover that I need. Got a 359 cab. Not too much left. Look at that. It's sitting in the junkyard. And the rubber's better than mine. Oh, there you go. Square mount. Just like I put on my new hood. So it would obviously have the boxes down low at one point. Probably pushed into the mud. Oh, I could have used those at one point. Those switches. Push, ether, release. Ooh, I like that. I might need to ask what he wants for that. Couple of headlight buckets. Missing the internals, but boy, this is a find and a half. I'm sure nobody knows it's here because they don't bother to walk behind everything. Yeah, there you go. Rust on the roof cap. Hard not to find it unless you live in Arizona. Yeah, I can't resist. Those switches, just the white lettering on them is so sharp. We're gonna have to go ahead and take those and they'll look good on little by little. See, I'm at the very edge. And that looks like a Looks like a peat cab over from the look of the pipes. Yeah. She's the big cab. You can tell because sometimes the smaller sleepers, they would cut off about there, right after the little door. But then the extended or the big cab sleepover trucks, they would go back about another 3 or 4 feet. So that is a big cab. Oh, look at that minty step. And it's got handles that are not paddles. This girl is vintage. See, like I was saying, this is a 352. It's got round headlights, and then it's got the window is split. But this is actually 2 separate pieces. So she is old. That is cool. And instead of paddles, it's got this. So she's probably, I don't know, early 70s. It's not going to tell us the year on there. Oh, lots of mice. Ooh, smells something fierce. Even worse than that K100, but that is really cool. Cassette tape. You kids are going to have to Google that. Yeah, that is really, really awesome. Oh, look, here's the grab handle for the other side with that cool little step. I like that. Not much left, but good design for the blocks for the cab to mount in. Awesome.